Good afternoon to ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to ask apology for the delay. It was almost 30 minutes going to be. Thank you so much for your kind cooperation. On behalf of Department of Information Technology, we would like to welcome our guests, invited speakers, and the participants who have joined in the webinar program titled Blockchain Technology. Now I call upon our HOS, Mr. Mohammad Tariq Sheikh, to introduce the guest to our members. Tariq sir, please.
Yeah, good afternoon to you all. It's my immense pleasure to introduce our speaker, Dr. Rokia Sami, today for the webinar, namely Blockchain Technology, a software platform for managing digital assets. Let me give you some brief about the background of Dr. Rokia Sami. Dr. Rokia Sami is currently working as an acting dean, College of Economics, Management and Information System, University of Nizwa, Sultanate of Oman. He has around 30 years experience in teaching and research, which includes 14 years of teaching, research and administrative experience in the University of Nizwa. In 2012, he got the Best Professor in Information Technology, a prestige award given by Asian Education Leadership Award. He has also received a Fabulous Education Leader Award in 2019 by World Education Congress. So this is little brief about Dr. Rokia Sami. So I will just give the floor to Doctor so he can start up with this webinar. And if you want to add up something more, he is welcome to do so. So please welcome Dr. Rokia Sami. The floor is yours, Doctor.
Thank you very much for inviting me. I'm sorry for late. It's a technical issue and I could not join in Microsoft Teams. Sometimes, this is what happening in Microsoft Teams. We could not join due to these technical difficulties. Can all of you see my slide?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So thank you very much for inviting me once again. Let me start my presentation. First of all, I would like to congratulate all the faculty members of IT department of University Technology and Applied Sciences, IBRA. I have chosen this topic because in the past 3-4 years, I have been exploring various aspects in this particular area of blockchain technology. And recently, I have written one book chapter also for Taylor and Francis publishers, which is going to be published very soon. I have been giving some lectures on this topic, so I'm very much passionate on this area. Even recently, one of my MSc in Information System student also did their master thesis in this blockchain technology area. So this is the brief background about it. Now, without wasting time, let me go into my agenda, the presentation outline. How much time I can take?
Doctor, 1 hour, doctor.
Okay.
It's your privilege, doctor.
Okay, thank you very much. Anyway, so my presentation outline, which is now you can see on the screen, which I start with some of the quotes of popular people who said about blockchain technology or applications of blockchain technology. Then I will talk about some of the most popular technology trends in 2020. Then I will cover about the overview on blockchain technology, then how blockchain technology works, then background of cryptocurrency, applications of blockchain technology, then blockchain technology in the future, some of the predictions. So like this. So these are the points which I'm going to cover in the next maybe 50 minutes to 1 hour and so on. Okay, so now some of the quotations I have taken from the popular people who said about blockchain technology. The first one from NASDAQ Chief Executive Bob. He said blockchain is the biggest opportunity set we can think of over the next decade or so. The other popular person, CEO of PayPal, David Marcus, he said, I really like Bitcoin. I own Bitcoins. It's a store of value, a distributed ledger. It's also a good investment vehicle if you have an appetite or risk, but it won't be a currency until volatile slows down. Now, all of you might have seen various aspects of usage of Bitcoin. Of course, in some of the countries it is not yet permitted, but most of the countries, around 100 countries already, they have permitted the use of Bitcoins. Anyway, so this is about the CEO of PayPal. The next one is from CEO of Google, Eric Schmidt. He said that Bitcoin is a remarkable cryptographic achievement, and the ability to create something that is not duplicable in the digital world has enormous value. The next one from the Nobel Prize nominee Leon, he said every informed person needs to know about this Bitcoin because it might be one of the world's most important developments. The other guy is the CEO of IBM, Gini Rometty. He said anything that can conceive of as a supply chain, blockchain can vastly improve its efficiency. It does not matter if it's people or numbers or data or money. So these are some of the example quotations I have taken on blockchain technology, which was addressed by some of the popular people in the technological field. Now I move on to the next one, because before we go into the blockchain, just let us see about what are the popular technology trends in 2020. In 2020, you might have seen various seminars, conferences, and various people talked about this AI, even though it is not a new technology. People were familiar with the AI, but this has taken a next step further, introducing in various fields. So this is one of the most transformative technology evolutions in our times. And using AI, we can design, develop our own AI-based systems that remains an expensive proposition for most businesses. Currently, the AI-based platforms provided by Amazon, Google, Microsoft, they tend to be somewhat broad in scope, with custom engineering required to apply them to the specific task an organization may require. Now, if you can see all these organizations like Google or Amazon, they're trying to implement AI-based applications or programs in their apps. So this is what happening there, and that is the reason people were talking about artificial intelligence, deep learning, and all these kind of things. So that is one of the most popular technology we come across in 2020, and people are trying to implement in all aspects of businesses nowadays. The second one was 5G data network. This 5G mobile data network became available for the first time in 2019. They were mostly still expensive and limited to functioning in confined areas or major cities. This was implemented in many countries. In some countries, in some areas, still it is not yet available. But still, this is actually a popular technological trends in 2020. In 2020, you can see 5G really started to fly with more affordable data plans as well as greatly improved coverage, meaning that everyone can join and enjoy. So this was considered as the second most popular technology trends in 2020. The third one is about autonomous driving. With the maturing of autonomous driving technology, we were also increasingly hearing about the measures that have been taken by regulators, legislators, and authorities in various countries to use this concept of autonomous driving. During 2020, the debate around autonomous driving spread outside the technological world as more and more people come to the idea that when it will become a reality. See, nowadays in the traffic or in the transport point of view, we have been facing a lot of traffic jams and other things. So that is the reason this concept evolved, autonomous driving. And once this is going to be fully implemented, this is going to avoid so many traffic-related issues and accidents and so on. The fourth popular technological trends is personalized and predictive medicine. The technology is transforming healthcare at an unprecedented rate. The ability to capture data from wearable devices such as smartwatches will give ability to increasingly predict and treat health issues in people even before they experience any symptoms. Now, this is actually the new trend in healthcare sector. See, nowadays people are not even feeling the symptoms, but they come out with some diseases in the later stage. So now, what is the point here is that there is a smartwatch which the people can wear. Even the normal people, even we do not have any symptoms, we can wear this smartwatch, and this can be connected to healthcare centers like hospitals. and whenever this watch detects some symptoms, it will indicate to the hospital so that the doctor will be alerted and they will diagnose what is your problem and so on. They will treat properly. So this is another technological trend which is emerging now. Throughout 2020, we have seen new applications of predictive healthcare and personalized effective treatments to ensure better outcomes for individual patients. So this is one of the most popular technological trends in 2020. The next one, it is about computer vision. The computer vision involves systems that are able to identify items, places, objects, or people from visual images. Those are collected through cameras or sensors. As we have crossed 2020, we are going to see computer vision equipped tools and technology rolled out for an ever increasing number of users. See, even for example, in many countries, they are now converting their major cities into smart cities. So when you are implementing into smart cities, what is most important is you have to collect the images or videos or whatever related to some place or objects or people or some images and so on. So now for this, the computer vision is considered as one of the most popular technology trends in 2020. The next one, it is about extended reality. It is a catch-all term that covers several new and emerging technologies being used to create more immersive digital experiences. More specifically, it refers to virtual reality, augmented reality, and then a mix of reality. Now, the latest one is the extended reality. Even nowadays, you see, because of this pandemic situation, many universities, they are not able to organize their graduation ceremony and so on. But in some universities, now they have implemented this extended reality concept. So wherein you can see the degree receiver and also the chief guest, and they both appear on the screen virtually, and we could see that they are available on the stage like that. So we can use this extended reality, which will give a real situation, and this is considered one of the most popular technology trends in 2020. And finally, we consider the blockchain technology as another most popular technology trends in 2020. Blockchain is essentially a digital ledger used to record transactions, but secured due to its encrypted and decentralized nature. So this blockchain technology, even though it is considered as a new technology, as a faculty of IT field, we knew that the data structures or those related technologies we have already known. So now this is actually old wine in a new bottle. So the blockchain technology is not a new one. It is basically a digital ledger. The only thing is it is more secure because it is encrypted. The user's identity is encrypted, and the transaction data we are going to show that is also encrypted. So basically it is secure. Then it is decentralized in nature. That means two parties can communicate each other wherein the third party intervention is not needed, or the third party acceptance or approval is not needed. That is the most important difference when you compare with the other technology. In 2019, some professionals began to argue that this technology was overhyped and perhaps not as useful as first thought. But later, however, the FedEx, IBM, Walmart, MasterCard, during 2019-2020, they explored this blockchain technology in many ways, and they are likely to show the real world the results and quickly lead to an increase in adoption by the smaller players as well. Not only these organizations, even small organizations, they started changing their basic apps into using blockchain technology. So this is what the transformation which takes place in the software industry. In 2021, we'll see the launch of Facebook with own blockchain-based crypto, which is going to be quite attractive. See, even in the Facebook, people were talking about the security and privacy issues. Now, for this reason, now the blockchain, the Facebook also now thinking about converting it into using a blockchain technology. So these are the 7 popular technology trends in 2020 identified, and the blockchain technology is one of the most important technology. Now we move into the next part, which is about introduction on blockchain. Blockchain is just a file. Blockchain by itself, it's a data structure. As we already taught our students about the linked list, we are storing a data with the address of the next node and so on, and the chain of nodes are being connected in that linked list. The same way, in the blockchain also, we are going to store the transaction and the continuation of transactions are going to be linked together by means of connecting with their previous node's address. So this is the way it is going to be created. So that is a blockchain. So blockchain is almost competing mostly closely with database. It is a decentralized ledger of all transaction network. This is new. Decentralized ledger, because the third party intervention is not needed. The participants in the network can confirm transactions without the need of a trusted third party intermediary. If you can see this diagram, you can see there are two parties that can directly transfer the data, but the third party or the approval is not required. So that is actually a difference. Now this is the conceptual diagram of the blockchain, how it is growing with the data blocks. Now you can see it looks like a linked list, what we taught in data structure subject. The same, we use the data and the reference, the address. So now here in the blockchain, it is going to be transactional data. The reference is nothing but the address of the previous node. So it is going to be linked like this. So a public network in which anyone, including a malicious participant, can participate without restriction. Even though it is not organized by central authority, it works. There is no centralized control for managing this. Still, it is working fine because two parties can communicate each other, transfer data, transfer money, whatever it is. Now you can see how this diagram to understand how the blockchain works. For example, you assume that there are multiple users involved in this blockchain technology. I can take an example of Bitcoin. Some of you might be knowing about Bitcoin. The Bitcoin is actually a cryptocurrency, and the Bitcoin users can communicate each other to make a payment between each other and so on. So you consider that is a network. Okay. So now in this, what happened? The user A wants to send money to user B. So now what he does, he creates that request as a block. He circulates in that network. Now the receiver user, that is a B, who receives that block and he accepts it. So once he accepts or approves, then now the transaction becomes valid. That means the user A sends the block as a request and the user B receives the block and he accepts. Now this transaction becomes valid. Now whatever the transfer which takes place between them, the transaction is going to be stored in the digital ledger. Now the transaction ends. So now in this place, there is no third party involved. Only the party A and the party B, they communicate each other to transfer their data or money, whatever. So this is actually the conceptual diagram. Now the question is, why we move into blockchain? Since we have the previous technologies and which also convenient to use, why we should go into blockchain? There are four main reasons. The first reason is cutting cost and complexity. As I explained to you before, when we have a normal transfer of money or whatever, for example, you take your credit card transaction. What happens there? Whenever you swipe your credit card, immediately the transaction request goes to the bank and the bank has to approve it. Then once the approval process is over, the money is being transferred. Now in this case, what happened? Apart from the two parties, buyer and seller, there is a third party involved like a bank, the financial institution. Now in this case, there is a double spending. What is double spending? The buyer is giving some money to the seller because you are getting the service from the financial institution. Maybe you or the seller, they will pay some service charge to the bank and so on. So now there is a double spending. Now the double spending is avoided and the third party is not involved here. The user one, user two, they are communicating between each other. So by that way, we are cutting cost and also the complexity in getting approval and other things are avoided. So this is the first reason. The second reason is speeding up the transaction. Naturally, when the third party approval is not required, when the user one, user two, they are communicating directly, naturally the transaction will be fast. The third one, reducing data duplication. See, normally in the regular transactions, for example, in the credit card or banking transactions, the transactions are being stored in multiple places. For example, if you have a credit card, it is being stored in your ledger maybe, or your file maybe, and also in the bank, or maybe in the seller's database. For example, the shopping complex, the shopping malls or whatever. So what happens is that the transaction takes place between one buyer and seller may be stored in more than one place in the normal or in the conventional transactions. But whereas in the blockchain, since we use a digital ledger, this is actually a shared ledger. It can be shared by the user one, user two, or anybody else. So the data will be stored in only one place. It is not stored in multiple places. So that means for example, if the data is stored in multiple places, if you are going to update in one place, this has to be retrospectively updated in every place. But whereas here, since it is stored in one place, you are going to do it in only one place. So there is no duplication of data stored in any other place. Then the fourth reason is increasing resilience. If any failure occurs in the transaction, you can recover from that failure quickly. So that is the other advantage. So these are the four main reasons why the blockchain is considered as the emerging technology to be implemented in many fields. I will explain what are the fields later. Now we are moving into the other major area of application of this blockchain technology. This blockchain technology is one of the major applications of handling cryptocurrencies. Nowadays, you can see in the world, the cryptocurrencies are becoming so popular. Even if you go into the stock market, if anyone is investing their money in the cryptocurrencies, there are many cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Dash, Zcash, Ripple. Like that, there are so many cryptocurrencies available now. If anyone is putting their money in these cryptocurrencies now, mark my words, in another 1 month, 2 months, or 1 year, you will get multiples of your money. So this is going to be the trends now. Anyway, the cryptocurrencies are digital assets that use cryptography and encryption technique for security purpose. Cryptocurrencies are primarily used to buy, sell goods, just like your credit card or your fiat currencies like rupees, dollars, or whatever. People use cryptocurrencies for pseudo-anonymity. Your identity is, you can preserve your privacy. That is most important thing. The second thing is peer-to-peer purchasing. The user 1, user 2, they can communicate each other for any kind of transaction. There is no intermediaries. There are over 1,000 cryptocurrencies exist in the world today. Over 600 have market capitalization of over $100,000. The popular cryptocurrencies are given here, for example, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Dash, Zcash, Ripple, and so on. These are the examples of cryptocurrencies as such now available. The cryptocurrency is an encrypted, decentralized digital currency transferred between peers and confirmed in a public ledger. What is this public ledger? This public ledger is all confirmed transactions from the start of the cryptocurrency's creation and stored here. For example, now I'm purchasing one Bitcoin. So now the Bitcoin is worth of around some $40,000 now at the present value. So now if I own a Bitcoin, I can use this Bitcoin for making all my payments, maybe for purchasing clothes or purchasing my grocery items in the shopping malls, or maybe paying some fees for my children, whatever it is, I can use it. But all these transactions are going to be stored in the public ledger, the sequence of transactions as the chain of blocks. So that is the way it is going to be stored. The identity of the owner is encrypted, so privacy is maintained. The ledger ensures that corresponding digital wallets can calculate an accurate spendable balance. See, the Bitcoin, as I told you, one Bitcoin is worth of 40,000 US dollars. So that means you can do transactions for $40,000. That means you can have thousands of transactions using one Bitcoin. So now what is the value of your Bitcoin and how much you spend, what is remaining? All these calculations are done automatically by the program which is used for implementing this blockchain. Every transaction uses only a cryptocurrency currently owned by the spender. So this is actually the background of cryptocurrency and how the cryptocurrency is managed using a public ledger. Of course, the previous network was a central network where the oldest network was a central network where the buyer and seller along with the third-party server is needed. That means this third-party server acts as a middleman who controls all the flow of transactions. Whereas in the new one, in the public ledger, in the blockchain technology implemented technology, we use decentralized network mainly because to avoid the third party. So because of that, what happened is the double spending is being avoided. So this is actually the advantage of moving into decentralized network. Now I will slightly talk about the Bitcoin because it is the emerging trend now, and most of us must know about what is Bitcoin. The Bitcoin is the most popular example for cryptocurrency. It was invented in 2009 by Satoshi Nakamoto. Now the payment through Bitcoin is very simple. The Bitcoin is handled by using the digital ledger where you can use all the transactions using blockchain technology. There is no central point of control to manage this Bitcoin. It is only the owner of the Bitcoin can manage everything. In a transaction, the buyer and seller can utilize the mobile wallets to send and receive the payments. As such, now in January 1, 2021, there were nearly 14,000 Bitcoin ATMs available all over the world. You see, the normal ATMs are there. Apart from that, there are specialized ATMs for managing these Bitcoin users. So there are 14,000 Bitcoin ATMs are available all over the world. The countries with the highest number of Bitcoin ATMs available are from USA, Canada, UK, Austria, and Spain. Now you can see this slide, you can understand the growth of Bitcoin. In 2008, the idea of this Bitcoin and blockchain was emerged. In 2009, the Bitcoin network started actually. In 2010, the first cryptocurrency was launched. In 2011, one Bitcoin is equal to $1 US. You can see the growth. In 2013, in 3 years, one Bitcoin grown into the value of $100 US. Then in 2014, it is increased 7 times. One Bitcoin is equal to $700 US. In 2017, you can see the growth. One Bitcoin is equal to $10,000 US. In 2020, of course, the 22,994, it was not in December. Before that, it was 22,994 US, one Bitcoin. Now today, 2021, one Bitcoin value is 48,000 US. So this is the growth. Now, since it is available in the stock market, if anyone who is buying one Bitcoin, now after 6 months, you can just imagine how much growth you are going to get. So this is actually the growth of the history of the Bitcoin. Why Bitcoin become so popular? Because of various reasons. The first point, it uses the concept of decentralization. As we discussed before, decentralization means there is no third party intermediary available. So this is the advantage of Bitcoin. That's the first advantage. The second one, limited supply. The Bitcoins are not like your fiat currencies like dollars or rupees. It is available in enormous numbers. But whereas Bitcoin, the supply is limited. If the country is permitting it, for example, if Oman is permitting Bitcoin, the Bitcoin you can purchase through only the central bank. So now the supply is limited, so it is more secured compared to the normal fiat currencies. And moreover, the Bitcoin is actually controlled by a specific computer algorithm. So it is actually managed properly using blockchain technology. So that is the second advantage. Third one is pseudo-anonymity. Either the user or your transaction, both are actually secured. It is encrypted. So the privacy is there and security is there. So that is the third important reason why Bitcoin became so popular. There is no central validator. Fourth one is immutability. The Bitcoin transactions cannot be reversed. Say now, for example, normally in the bank, in the credit card or debit card, when we have some problems or issues, if there are some problems faced, and you can just reverse the transaction. But whereas in this Bitcoin transaction, you cannot. So that is actually another advantage, immutability. The transaction which was performed cannot be reversed. So that means the cheating or hacking or misconduct or those kind of things can be avoided considerably. The last advantage is about the divisibility. See, since one Bitcoin value is very high, like 48,000 US and so on, even you can purchase the item of small fractions. So that is also allowed, because whatever amount you purchase, it will be deducted. For example, when you use credit card or debit card, certain divisions are not permitted, but whereas in the Bitcoin, it is allowed. So these are the various reasons why Bitcoin became so popular. Now, Bitcoin to blockchain. Why this Bitcoin, the cryptocurrency, is utilizing the concept of blockchain technology? The Bitcoin is actually a leading digital currency in the world now, and numerous consumers and small and medium enterprises and financial organizations, all these people in developing countries, they are now thinking about using Bitcoins as a popular cryptocurrency to replace these fiat currencies. In my guess, since I have been exploring various things in the cryptocurrencies in the recent times, my guess is that in the future, the fiat currencies will be vanished little by little, and everything is going to be cryptocurrency based transactions. And in that time, Bitcoin is going to dominate the world. So this is my guess. It is going to take place very soon, if not in 1 or 2 years, at least in another for next 5 years, we can see biggest transformation in the financial institutions, allowing the cryptocurrencies to be more dominant. And when you think about the blockchain is actually complementing this Bitcoin, because the Bitcoin, as we discussed, there are 3 important points. One is about privacy and security. Second one is decentralized ledger. The third one is the convenience of the users because of various advantages. Now, these are all being addressed through this blockchain technology because it is a distributed ledger. It is a potential replacement for middleware networks like centralized network. When we use blockchain technology, it is a potential replacement for centralized network. So these are the reasons why this blockchain is being considered the most emerging trend for using this Bitcoin. Now to talk about some history about blockchain. The blockchain again was invented in 2008 by the same person, Satoshi Nakamoto. And the main concept of blockchain is it is actually a shared ledger. I told you about this blockchain technology uses a public ledger and also it is a shared ledger. That means the transaction is going to be stored in only one place, not in multiple places. So that is the advantage. And the blockchain system is now democratizing and transforming all kinds of industries from healthcare to trade and finance. Now you see this blockchain technology is coming into the healthcare. I will explain to you how this blockchain technology is more useful in healthcare as well as in the trade. I can explain with some of the examples later when we talk about applications of blockchain. In fact, blockchain technology is changing the supply chain process in business as well. So that is the reason I told you many business organizations, they started converting their applications using blockchain technology. The main concept in the blockchain technology which is emerging here is that creating a smart contract. The smart contract is nothing but between party 1, party 2 to communicate. They have to establish a contract between each other that is called a smart contract. That is actually agreement between user 1 and user 2. So that agreement is actually a bond or the base for any transaction, which can manage any assets like bonds, loans, products, or services. All this can be exchanged through this smart contracts because it is an agreement between 2 parties. During an exchange, they hold these assets in custody until a predetermined set of criteria are met. See, as I told you, the smart contract is an agreement. Why? Because there are some predetermined set of criteria. Once you agree for that, that means you are coming into this contract. Then you can communicate between each other for any kind of transaction. That is the reason the smart contract is actually the major part of this blockchain handling. The blockchain is continuously growing with a list of records called blocks, which are linked and secure. The block typically contains address of the previous block to make it as a chain. The decentralized ledger is a concept which is being used in the handling of blockchain. This makes blockchain potentially suitable for recording of events or storing medical records of patients and storing the transaction business applications and so on. So the blockchain is playing a major role in managing any areas. Now this is a conceptual diagram of how this blockchain is actually managed. You can see the first block, it is actually the head block. After that, whatever transaction it takes place, that is actually created as block 1, block 2, block 3 and so on. So it is continuously growing. So all your transactions are linked together as one blockchain. I'll explain one example of this blockchain in the education field. Now, this diagram talks about the traditional and the blockchain. Now, the traditional system, what happened? The transactions are recorded in multiple ledgers. You can see the first diagram. The data is being available in multiple places, and you are referring sometimes something here, something there, and you are having a very mesh-based transactional diagram there. But if you go into the blockchain-based one, you can see since the data is being stored in the shared ledger, it is going to be referred in the common place. You can see in the middle, there is a shared ledger. You can see here, shared ledger. Any people who are involved in this network, you can refer the data here. There is no complicated path or thing to be established to access the data. But whereas the traditional network, you can see it is actually a complicated process to access the data. So this is the difference between traditional system and the blockchain-based system in accessing your data. Again, the same thing here. Now the problems in the traditional system. It is difficult to monitor asset ownership and transfers in a trusted business network. And now you can see here the ledgers are available in every party. For example, party A has a ledger, party B has his own ledger, the bank has got their own ledger, and other industry and organization they have ledger. So now here the data is being stored in multiple places according to each and everyone's convenience. So it is inefficient, expensive, and vulnerable. Now to avoid this, in the distributed ledger, we can see the same ledger is being shared by all these people. So now in this case, we are getting consensus, provenance, immutability, and finality. So these are the advantages of handling this distributed ledger. The solution is the digital ledger is shared, replicated, and permissioned ledger. So this is the advantage of the distributed ledger. Now, the blockchain applicability. Where we can apply this blockchain technology? Wherever you have multiple parties to share the data, wherever you need multiple parties to update the data, wherever the participant need to trust the actions verified as valid or the transaction is to be agreed as valid. Now in this place you can use blockchain technology. Wherever you want to avoid the intermediate interference, because that will add cost and other things. So in that place, you can use blockchain technology. And wherever you need to do the transactions quickly, time sensitive, then use blockchain technology. The transactions created by participants are dependent on each other. It is not about depending on the third party. So these are all the points where the blockchain can be applied. Now we are moving into the last two topics. One is applications of blockchain. Then we will talk about the future prediction of blockchain. Now, when we talk about application, now you can see the first application of this blockchain is implemented in a small country called Estonia. It is actually a small nation called Estonia in Northern Europe using a blockchain technology before many other big countries in the world. Actually, in the country of Estonia, all their government services, it is all blockchain based. The government services like providing any permissions or agreements or land registration or healthcare, education, all whatever you call, everything in that country they establish through blockchain. That means there are more paperless transactions taking place there. Even for, I tell you one simple example. Now a person has become sick. Now when you go into the hospital, what happens there? The doctor has to diagnose what is the problem you have. Of course, you might have gone through various doctors in your life from your childhood until today, but those records are not available with you. Maybe the recent records of last 6 months or last 1 year or 2 years, maybe with you in the file in the form of papers. Now, in this case, the doctors has to do the testing and diagnosing and all these kind of testing he has to do to diagnose exactly what is the problem you have. In case if you have implemented the blockchain technology in healthcare environment, what happens is that when the child is born, now the medical record is created in the name of block. So whenever the child goes to the doctor in any place, the chain of blocks are created for each meeting with the doctor, with your test results and with your diagnosis results and all those things. So whenever you become sick, when you go to the hospital, when the doctor open your ledger of transactions, you can understand what was your problem before easily by checking the medical records in that ledger. So by this way, you can reduce your time, you can reduce your expenses, and you can get the right treatment at the right time. So this is actually implemented in a country called Estonia. Not only that, even all other government services, they implemented through it. So by means of this, in that particular country, they have eliminated a lot of paper-based work. So this is actually one of the applications. Now come to the business. In business, what normally we need when we use any computer programs or software or application in the business, mainly to save time, to remove additional cost, or to reduce the risk, or to increase the trust. These are the advantages we are looking for. So all these advantages provided by the blockchain when you use this blockchain technology in business. because it is using a shared ledger. So this avoids a lot of problems. We have privacy, and we are having a concept of agreement between the users. So that is actually the smart contract. And then we are having a consensus between parties to agree on transactions. So now this gives lots of advantages for doing your business in a very improved way. Then, as I told you, the blockchain for healthcare. So this is actually a game changer in the healthcare industry, I'm telling you. As I told you before, if the blockchain is implemented in the healthcare industry in any country, now the citizens are going to get a lot of benefits. Why? Because you don't need to carry your medical records with you. Whenever you become sick, just go as a person. Just only your identity is needed. Based on your identity, the doctor can check your medical records because all the hospitals are linked. All the healthcare centers are linked. So what happens there? All the citizens' medical records are available at one place. It is not duplicated, storing in hospital here, hospital there, hospital in another place, and so on. Everything is available at one place as a public ledger. So the doctor can go through all your medical records. They can treat the patient in the right way. So this is actually the next application, healthcare. Again, the same thing. The healthcare is providing good advantage of blockchain, and this will enable the citizens of any country to utilize a lot of advantages. Then blockchain for identity management. Now I tell you one simple example. Now as a person, just think about yourself. How many identity cards you have? You have your national ID, you have your credit card, you have your debit card, you have your ID card for your institution, you have so many other cards like PAN card or so many other cards. So that means to identify a person for various reasons, you have multiple number of cards like driving license or your car mulkia, so many things. Now, why we need so many identity cards to identify a person? So for this reason, if you use blockchain technology, you will have only one identity card where you will have the blocks of information of your identity. So all these transactions will be available at one card. To use this card for banking transaction or for hospital or for your organization entry or whatever purpose it is, you can have only one ID card if you implement with blockchain technology. You can see various advantages of using this blockchain technology for identity management. So this is another application of blockchain technology. Then blockchain technology in implementing a smart city. If you see, Dubai is the first country have tie-up with IBM to implement blockchain technology in making their city as a smart city. Now, when we talk about smart city, it is not about only the transport or traffic and other things. There are so many things involved in smart city. Even your business transactions, even export, import, all these things come into picture. So now to even healthcare, everything. So when you try to accommodate everything together in one platform, then blockchain technology is a solution because it is providing you smart transactions. The smart city means all your transactions, all your operations should be smart. So now to establish these smart operations, you need to have the blockchain technology for that purpose. Now this country, Dubai, in 2017, they established agreement between Dubai and IBM. And now IBM is providing all support in converting Dubai as a smart city. So this is actually a project which is taking place currently now in UAE. The same thing about how this IBM and Dubai is having a MOU to implement a smart city in their country. Now we are going into the next topic, or maybe the last topic of today's presentation, the blockchain technology in the future. This is most important point I consider. Now, blockchain slow in progress. Undoubtedly, blockchain technology in the future will affect every aspect of business. But this is a gradual process that requires time and patience. You cannot do it by tomorrow, day after tomorrow like this. It has to be implemented in a slow phase. So it is slow in progress, but it will take place soon in every country. Like any new technology, blockchain is still immature in its implementation. So it can unmeet the expectations of investors immediately, but it will meet very soon. The Gartner predicts that most traditional businesses will keep an eye on blockchain technology but won't plan any actions, waiting for more examples of the best applications of the technology. As per the Gartner's predictions, many small organizations, they are waiting for the success stories of big organizations using blockchain technology. So because of that, some people are waiting. So that is the reason it is slow in progress. But according to Gartner, 10% of traditional companies will achieve a radical transformation with the blockchain technology by 2023. See, all over the world, at least, now this is their prediction, at least 10% of the traditional companies will move into blockchain technology by 2023. Maybe this is more because the survey result what I am providing to you is 6 months old. In the last 6 months, what is the transformation took place and what is the changes, we do not know, but maybe it is more. The second prediction is that economy and finance will lead blockchain application. After it was successfully applied for cryptocurrency, the financial institutions seriously considering blockchain adoption in traditional banking operations. Now you see the Bitcoin, growth of the Bitcoin, because it is using blockchain technology, people are now started listening to this technology. Now they are thinking, why don't we convert our fiat currencies into cryptocurrency? Why don't we move from our normal transactions into cryptocurrency based transaction? So now in many countries, they started thinking about it. For instance, in 2016, Ries Bank in Germany, they actually communicated between two clients in transferring money using blockchain technology across borders. It is not only in Germany, but across borders. As per recent PwC report, 77% of financial institutions are expected to adopt blockchain technology by 2020. See, there were 77% of financial institutions like banks, they were trying to convert their applications using blockchain technology by 2020 itself. Now that means imagine 2021, what kind of transformations will take place in the financial institutions. Since the concept of blockchain is simple, it will bring considerable savings for the banks as well. The blockchain technology will allow banks to reduce excessive bureaucracy and it will conduct faster transactions at lower cost. And by means of that, it will improve its secrecy and privacy and security as well. So this is actually the second prediction. The financial institutions will try to implement blockchain technology in their transactions. The third one, national cryptocurrencies. Russian President Vladimir Putin, he was the first one who proposed the cryptocurrency as is a national cryptocurrency in the recent times. It is actually called crypto ruble. It is not fully replaced, but he introduced or he announced his proposal of introducing cryptocurrency in Russia. It is named as crypto ruble. It is inevitable that governments will have to reorganize the benefits of blockchain derived currencies. So many countries are thinking about it, and one by one it will come very soon. At the rise of Bitcoin, governments expressed their skepticism regarding the particular application of cryptocurrencies. However, they had to worry when Bitcoin became tradable currency that couldn't be controlled by any government. Now the Bitcoin is actually making more presence there everywhere, and it is making it is becoming so popular. Even in the stock market, the value of Bitcoin is increasing day by day considerably. So now many governments, many countries, they're worried about the growth of Bitcoin because it will dominate the world. So for that reason, they would like to propose their own cryptocurrency in their country. That is how every country is thinking about it. For example, countries like China still ban Bitcoin exchanges, but many governments will finally accept the blockchain-based currency soon because of its potential advantages of public services. In another country like Venezuela, they launched their national currency, cryptocurrency called Petro. That is also backed by most of the oil companies in that particular country. So this is actually the third one. The cryptocurrencies are going to be more popular, which will use the blockchain technology. The fourth one, blockchain integration into government agencies. As I told you before, the government, not only in the financial institutions, but to manage their government services. As I told you before, maybe in healthcare or maybe in education, maybe in some other administrative aspects, they would like to use this blockchain technology as the main technology to be implemented. So this is what going to take place. The main reason for it is that the country like Estonia, they successfully established their public services using blockchain technology, and the citizens were very happy about it. and they were actually providing a lot of success stories in various fields like healthcare or education or business and so on. So this motivates other countries to establish their government services using blockchain technology. So this is actually the fourth one. The fifth one, the blockchain experts will be in high demand in future. Despite blockchain is on top popularity, the job market lacks blockchain expert. This is the most drawback in the industry nowadays. So the people who have expertise or knowledge in blockchain technology will be in high demand very soon, because the increase in demand in people with blockchain skill is increasing day by day. Since this technology is new, there are a limited number of blockchain engineers. If you enter the industry and gain some experience in blockchain technology, with the gain in blockchain technology, then it will serve you well. So the demand in blockchain, experienced blockchain developers will be increasing in the near future. So this is going to be another prediction. The next one, blockchain meets Internet of Things. You know about IoT, how many countries or many cities they are trying to use the concept of Internet of Things. Everything is going to be Internet based. They are going to install sensors, cameras, and so on, and they are going to manage with a huge amount of data and other things. Now, the main tool or main technology they are preferring for managing with less problems is a blockchain technology as their solutions. Even the IDC, International Data Corporation, they expect nearly 20% of IoT deployments will enable blockchain services soon. So because this is going to be very faster and cheaper. So this is going to be another prediction of blockchain technology in the future. Then the law integration into smart contracts. The main concept here is that, as I told you before, the transaction is going to be taking place between two parties. So that means you are going to agree on some predetermined terms. That is actually called smart contracts. But the problem here is that if the dispute takes place, now how to resolve those disputes? Now for this reason, the smart contracts are going to establish or going to integrate the law of the countries. For example, one person from Oman is going to do the transaction with another country person. Now any dispute takes place. Now which law will take place, whether it is Oman law or that country law. So now the law is going to be integrated in the smart contract so that this will resolve some disputes between the parties. So this is also another important prediction in the future. So this is about another prediction. Now to conclude my presentation, the blockchain technology promises to be the next major tidal wave of innovation. While still in its infancy, practical blockchain applications are becoming more mainstream. As blockchain adoption spreads over everywhere, it can become a driving force for promoting equitable societies, solving complex economic issues, and transforming how we live and work every day. In a few years' time, blockchain technology will be steadily gaining momentum in traditional business applications around the world. So these are my references, and thank you.
Thank you, Doctor, for your wonderful speech.
Thank you.
Now I call upon our HOS, Mr. Mohammad Osman sir, to say a vote of thanks. Sir, please.
Good afternoon. I would like to extend my thanks on behalf of UTAS IBRA Information Technology Department to Dr. Arxanami. Thank you, Doctor, for giving an excellent insight on a very important topic, which is blockchain technology. We would look forward to more such webinars in the future. Once again, I thank Doctor for devoting his valuable time to deliver to us such important technology. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you, Dr. Arul.
To honor our guest, we would like to provide the appreciation certificate on behalf of UTAS IBRA.
Thank you.
Gino, sir, please.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you so
Thank you,
much for
thank
all
you.
the participants who
Thank
made
you,
the show
Doctor.
very successful. Thank you once again. Thank you, Doctor, for your appointment.
Thank you. Once again, my apologies for the initial technical issues.
It all will happen, Doctor. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you all.
Thank
Best
you,
wishes to all of you.